Welcome back to WagerTalk.com. I'm Marco D'Angelo, joined with Preston, the Sports Cheetah. It's best bet time. Well, we delivered two of them last week, Preston, on our video, and let's see if we can have a 2-0 sweep again this week. We'll start it off with you. You're going to the Pac-12, Washington State and Arizona State. What are you looking at?
Yeah, it's not a ton. It's pretty basic, but it's a complete mismatch, I think, as far as the actual matchup goes. You saw a very similar offense with Texas Tech score the ball a ton versus Arizona State earlier in the season. The only difference here is that Texas Tech won't be giving up 8 touchdowns to Arizona State's rusher. I think it was Balaj that scored 8 times himself. Washington State's defense is very, very good, and against the run, they're actually top 15 in the country. They're going to be able to limit Arizona State's attempt at offense, and I think they'll be able to score the ball at will with a similar style that Texas Tech played earlier in the season. You can get -7 still right now. I think it opens 6.5. Anything at 7 or better, I think, is a great bet. Me and a couple other people I talked to had this game in the double-digit range as far as the numbers go. So I'm expected to kind of keep climbing. And I think people are saying, well, it's kind of the first Washington State Leach road test as a favorite spot. That's true, but I mean, they did it at Stanford, even though they were an underdog. Obviously, handled them with ease. I'm not really worried about them going on the road as a favorite, in their psyche, changing the way they play. The matchup's just so perfect. So I like Washington State, lay the 7. And yeah, I think I like your play too that you're on here in Syracuse, Boston College.
Yep, we're going to go. Last week we were on Syracuse right here in this same spot, and we're going to kind of reverse the role because last week Syracuse was in the sandwich spot, Virginia Tech was. Now we're moving Syracuse from the meat of that sandwich to they're the sandwich this week. They're coming off of beating Virginia Tech last week, which was just a horrible spot for Virginia Tech, coming off the North Carolina game and having the big showdown on Thursday night this week against Miami, which basically will be for the Coastal Division against Miami. Now, they stubbed their toe last week against Syracuse, but if they beat Miami of Florida, they still have the edge with the tiebreaker. So those are the two teams in that division. I like Syracuse. Syracuse got the spot. Now they got to play Boston College in their next game. They do have a week off after, which doesn't make it totally perfect because they have the bye week, but after the bye week they play Clemson. So they got to be looking ahead a little bit to the Clemson game, and having the bye week next week is negated by the fact Boston College had a bye week last week and got to prepare for this team. And Boston College, they don't score a lot of points. That's the problem with this team. It's been the problem the last couple years. But this is a team that plays great defense, and I think they're going to be able to shut Syracuse down. They're going to make Syracuse one-dimensional. They'll take away the run. Syracuse is more of a passing team this year, but to be effective, you've got to be able to run the football enough to take the pressure off of your offense with the passing game. And I think Boston College is going to shut down that running game and be able to put pressure on Syracuse. And I look back to last year, Boston College, their offense was even worse last year. Now, Syracuse's offense has improved this year, but Boston College went to Syracuse and only lost by a field goal. And in that game, they were 1 of 13 passing the football. How do you do that? 1 of 13 for 9 yards, and they were still only lost the game by 3 points. Their defense kept them in it. I think Boston College, I like the spot this week. I'm going to take them. I'm going to lay the 5. I got Boston College winning this one by 10.
Yeah, I agree with you. It's worth mentioning Syracuse defense this year, 4th worst in the country. So, yes, you look at the schedule Boston College has played when they play Virginia Tech, when they played Clemson, they couldn't score the ball. Those are top 8 defenses in the country. You're finally getting a team that's going to, at least expected to score some points.
And the one thing that people are going to do, and this is one of the, I always feel one of the biggest mistakes people can make, is they want to do how teams did against each other. Like in this one, Virginia Tech.
Transitive property or whatever.
Virginia Tech blew out Boston College 49-0. So everybody's going to look and say, well, Boston College got drilled by 49. Syracuse just beat them by 14. This is a no-brainer.
They're getting points.
Yeah, right. You go out and look at the Vegas Strip and all the lights. They weren't built by people making those kind of bets and cashing tickets. All right. If you want to save $10 this week, use coupon code BIGBEN10. Preston, what do you got going this week you want to tell the listeners about?
Sure, yeah. Weekend for college football will be similar as the last few weeks in NFL. No big plays, at least as of now, that I foresee. But just today we released my NBA futures. So you can go to the site or go to my Twitter feed and get those. There's last season, I think season win totals went 9-5, and then we had some division futures and NBA futures that went 3-3. And overall we netted just about 9x or 9 units. So it was very solid. Hope for the best again. I mean, I expect to be around similar number, similar amount of volume as far as the futures go as well. So it's only $25. You can head over to the site and download that.
All right, check it out. If you're a fan of his work with the Cheetah Guide in football, definitely check out his NBA product. And you can check out this weekend for me. I've got a 5% going on Saturday. I also got a big play going on Thursday. It's definitely going to be a 4% play. And I've really toyed with the idea of making it a 5%. I'm trying to wait and see if the line moves a tick to get even more value. But we've got a good weekend of plays this weekend. You can check out the weekend all access for me and get everything I have Thursday through Monday. That wraps it up for this week. Good luck as always. We'll be back next week here at wagertalk.com.